Starting with that soft focus, looking generally at my target, and then once I initiated my move into my throw, narrowing that focus down to something small. What do you look at when you're pitching, right? I think when I was younger, I used to just kind of look at home plate like as like in general, right? And I think I used to just think if I throw it towards that guy squatting back there with the glove, that's generally going to be inside the strike zone. And then when you get older, I think you start to learn about soft focus versus hard focus. So it's like kind of like looking at the forest or looking at that first tree in the forest. And what always worked for me the best, and what I practiced over and over and over and over and over again over my career, was starting with that soft focus, looking generally at my target, and then once I initiated my move into my throw, narrowing that focus down to something small, whether it be the glove or a shoulder or a logo or a face mask or a knee or whatever my target was, wherever I wanted to start that ball, like wherever my lane was, right? Wherever I need to send this ball on its path, knowing what kind of movement my pitch has for it to end up where I needed to end up. So I would lock in on something with a sharp focus, and then the goal was to hold that sharp focus beyond the pitch. Like, so I'm throwing it, but I'm still in that target. Now, this is really tricky. When I was younger, there's a phenomenon that I call kind of like coming off your target just a hair too soon, where it's like you're on your target and you're coming down range towards it, and right as you get close to it, you kind of go back to that soft focus, and it's kind of blurry at the end, and you're not really on the target all the way through the pitch. When I've been at the best stretches of my career command-wise, and that obviously means the best stretches of my career overall, I was able to throw the ball and stay on that target for a beat beyond the pitch being fully released before I would become re-aware of what the hitter was going to do or whatever. I was so focused on execution and getting the ball in my lane and doing my part that the rest of it was irrelevant for at least one beat in my head after I had already released the pitch. This is another interesting dynamic. So say this is my target, this ball in front of me. It's not a good idea to just stare a hole through this ball the entire way I pitch. It's really hard to hold that level of focus. That's called focus endurance. That's what I would call focus endurance. And every day when you play catch, you're training your focus muscle, if you will, to be able to hold that focus on an object beyond the pitch, which is the most critical part of this mental process. But you can't do it too soon. Tony Gwynn talked about this hitting where he would try to look at the scoreboard and then he would then zone in on the target right as the ball was about to be released because he didn't think he could hold it the whole time. And I remember he shared that information with Todd Helton. Todd Helton talked about that a little bit in his Hall of Fame, some of his Hall of Fame interviews.
And I gave the stock answer. I picture a place right up where the ball is going to come out. He's like, Todd, you can't do that. He's like, your eyes wander too much if you're doing that. He said, you got to pick a specific spot on the pitcher. And then when he's about to release the ball, you just move your eyes over just a hair. And it works.
Mariano Rivera told me personally that he never liked to stare a hole. He would pick up his target, and then if you watch him when he lifts, there's a little bit of a down look before he re-engages with the target and then carries that through beyond the pitch. So that's kind of where a lot of this was developed, is that soft focus to hard focus strategy. Yeah, Scott Ward, focus is exhausting. It's true, it is. You need to train that focus muscle, and it kind of sucks, and most people don't want to do it. But that's such a big separator in the game, and I feel like a lot of people don't really talk about it.